late than never, right?
Hi, Weezer.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah.
You guys are spoiling us. You were in with us a few weeks ago to world premiere the Back to the Shack single, and then here we are on the practically on the eve of the album coming out on Tuesday. How are you?
Good. Wonderful.
Good.
Thanks for having us back.
Ow! I
Can
just
you
hit
guys
my
hear
head
me?
so
Oh, I can hear
hard.
me.
That really hurt. Yes.
What happened?
I just hit my head on the microphone so hard I almost gave myself a concussion.
All right.
I may be too excited for
Yeah,
Weezer.
Get too excited. Calm down.
I need to dial it down. So the album is available. It's streaming now at KROQ.com. I know you guys are very active with the kids on the social media. What kind of response are you getting? What has confused you that people have said or asked about the new album so far?
Well, this is the most positive response we've ever gotten. It's kind of hard to believe. I'm pinching myself.
Really, it's the most
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah. Even
So
those,
does that make you kind of go, hey, well, wait a minute. Really? Like, does it make you doubt it?
Well, it's the most positive
Doubt
since
yourself?
the internet's been in existence.
Okay, all right.
The first couple records, we didn't have this kind of feedback.
Okay.
no, yeah, I knew we loved it, and it's just weird that when other people like it too.
Do you ever get over the we love it, but maybe everyone else won't? Do you ever get over that?
What do you mean by get over it?
Well, I'm saying, will you ever think, we know this is great and we know people will love it?
I feel like we were ready for that this time. We worked so hard and we love it so much, and we're ready to go out and fight and share it with the world and make sure everyone has a chance to hear it. And then so far it's been surprisingly easy. Our fans really seem to like it, and that's all we care about.
It's a great album, you guys.
Oh, man,
I mean,
thank you.
It's nice.
Seriously, I mean, it's so fun, and I'm always curious. I mean, you're Rivers in particular. You are a very a confessional first person songwriter. I feel like, you know, every songwriter takes bits and pieces of things and they elaborate and they change things and move things around. But some of your songs, it seems to me like, are really real life, straight from the heart. Is that me projecting that on you, or is that a factor in some of these numbers that they're actually you really laying it out the way it is?
Yeah, that's the way it's always been for me. And sometimes I try to write songs from a fictional perspective, and it just doesn't seem to work with my voice or in this band. I'm not sure what it is, but it's magic when I'm singing about what's going on in my day-to-day life, as if I'm singing right from my diary.
Is it strange to sing songs that you wrote when you were in a different place in life? Like your whole emotion, your whole stability, everything about you was different at the time you wrote it than it is now.
It's not strange because, first of all, we get up on stage and then, you know, if you're standing there in the midst of Weezer and Say It Ain't So, for example, is taking shape around you and coming to life with these guys playing their parts, it's just the most awe-inspiring feeling. And there's no room for self-doubt at that point. But yeah, there's a little bit of different perspective. A song like Say It Ain't So, you know, I'm pointing the finger at parents, basically. And now I'm a parent myself, so I have a different perspective on that. But it's not bad. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
The band Weezer is here on the Kevin and Bean Show. They're going to be walking down the hall to the Red Bull Sound Space here at KROQ in just a couple minutes. We're going to be streaming that live. They're going to be performing a few numbers, mostly from the new album, I think, acoustic. And then you got a bunch of other promotional things coming up that I want to hit before we say goodbye here. A couple of songs I wanted to ask you about. The British Are Coming is one of the strangest ideas for a song I've heard from any band.
I was hoping you would say that one, because I was going to mention it myself.
Yes. How does a thing like The British Are Coming exist?
Well, you know, that's one where you say, well, what does that have to do with Weezer or Rivers' life? But it's just like an extended metaphor, and I don't want to go into it too much. But yeah, on the surface, we're talking about the Paul Revere's Midnight Ride and the American Revolution and rebelling against the imperial forces in your life. And we've had some of those forces in our lives, so it's just basically us saying, hey, Weezer team, wake up. We got to defend ourselves. We got to go out there and fight for what we believe in.
Huh?
So it has to be the only song in history that uses the phrase "punk-ass redcoats." What do you think?
I would think so, yeah.
So who's your King George right now, Rivers? Who is it? Whose crown are we trying to knock off?
I feel like King George has been defeated with this record, and we've formed our own little nation here, Weezer Nation.
Sovereign.
Nice.
It's a sovereign nation.
It's a sovereign nation.
Yeah,
I
right.
like it. And the other one that I wanted to mention that is such a spectacular song, and the thing I love about it is that it sounds like it could have come out in 1965 or 1985 or today, and that is Go Away. And I know that's one of the ones you're going to be doing today.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and how your friend Bethany ended up on the record?
I was just going back through our Twitter history to find out how it happened. It was definitely through Twitter, and I think it was a mutual fan of ours tweeted something like to both of us, "Hey, Weezer and Best Coast should do a song together." And I think we were both like, "Yeah, that sounds like a cool idea."
So somebody that was following you and following her suggested it that was not in either of your camps.
It was just a fan, yeah.
Huh.
And so here we are a few years later, and we're going to premiere the song right here.
And she's here, and she's going to sing with you.
That's wonderful.
Fantastic.
That's so fun. And I hope, by the way, I know that Best Coast is obviously already very popular, but I hope that if there are some people out there who will be introduced to her and her great band through this record, because they are well worth seeking out. They're
she's
outstanding.
great.
Yeah. Okay, so big day today for Weezer. The album, as we mentioned, comes out available everywhere on Tuesday. You guys are doing a live Twitter chat. That's Rivers and Scott. You guys are going to be on the at Weezer account answering fans' questions this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I heard.
Okay, 2 o'clock. I just wanted to double check that. I wanted to double check that time.
No, that's true. 2 o'clock.
Sometimes
is what
it's
I heard.
East Coast, West Coast. And then you got a couple of in-store appearances, which I can imagine can get pretty out of control with your fans, especially in a tiny little place like Fingerprints down in Long Beach.
I hope so.
You're going to be down there next Wednesday, I want to say. You can go to the Fingerprints website, as I understand it, to sign up for a slot if you want to be there for Weezer at the in-store at Fingerprints. And then you're playing some gigs in November in venues that are far too small. What's up with that, boys?
Well, we wanted to play the new album from beginning to end, and we wanted it to be just those, I don't know, maybe 1,000 most hardcore fans in each city, and those fans that would already know the album, know all the lyrics, and they're going to be there to sing along. We even have some roles they can play. There's a choir part at the end of the album, so we'll invite about 9 girls and 9 guys from the audience to come up, put on the Weezer choir robes, and join us at the climax of the album. And it's just so much fun playing these small venues and feeling the energy of the crowd.
Can you see people all the way in the back in these little places, and does that help? Or do you still only see the first 2 or 3 rows because of the lights in your eyes?
No, we see everybody.
See everybody.
Yeah.
And everything. We see way too much.
Too much.
Well, it's a wonderful album, you guys. Rolling Stone magazine gave it 4 out of 5. I think it's at least that good. It's one of my favorite Weezer albums already, and I can't wait to spend some more time with it. So I hope everybody is streaming it at KROQ.com and plans to buy it. Give these boys some money when it comes out on Tuesday.
Thanks.
Shall we take the walk down the hall to the Red Bull Sound Space?
And
KROQ,
tear down
think?
the wall, yeah.
And the wall as well.
Yeah, take down the wall.
All right, the band's going to be playing live for us when we return right after this on the world famous KROQ.